Hello, here is another tutorial sheet, and this time for you to practice factoring by common factors and grouping. Correct? Let's go through some of these questions. 15yx minus 6x. So when you're trying to factor these simple terms, you have to look for common factors, rather greatest common factor between the constants and the variables. Here 15 and 6, what do they have in common? The number 3, right? So we can write this as 3, and in the variables yx and x, what is common? X is common. So I can take 3x as my greatest common factor. And when you divide 15yx by 3x, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and you've already taken out x, you're left with y, minus 6 divided by 3 is 2, x has been taken out, so this is what you get. So that's how you factor, correct? Taking out common factors. And once nothing else is common, that means only number 1 is common, then we say it is fully factored. Otherwise, there is scope to do it. So factoring could take a couple of steps. Let's look into this. 3x squared minus 6x minus 9x cubed. Well, it seems 3 is common, so let me take 3 outside. And what are you left with? X squared, x, oh my god, x is also common. So I will take x also common, correct? 3x, this is not multiplication now. 3x. So let me write neatly. 3 and x, correct? And then you are left with, let's divide this. 3 is already out, you are left with only 1x. Minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. X we have factored out. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Minus sign. And x taken out, but x cubed divided by x is x squared. So that becomes our factor for this one. Here it looks complicated. There are 3 terms in it. Constants are 12, 18 and 6. 6 is a common factor, right? So I can write 6 as my common factor. Let me use brackets, square brackets this time. I'm in a hurry to put square brackets. What are the numbers left? Numbers we will divide and get, but variables. In the variables, we got a square, b cube, b to the power of this. Okay, so a's, we are left with a square is okay, a square. And then amongst b's, b to the power of 3 is okay, so b cube. So let's take these common, okay. 6a square b cube. Now when I divide 12 by 6, we get 2. And amongst the variable, we have already taken a square b cube outside, so nothing here, minus 18 divided by 6 is 3. And a square and a cube left with a, b cube, b to the power of 2 is left, okay. And here we have minus 6 is factored out, a to the power of 5 and 2, 3, 5 minus 2, you know how we get it? And b to the power of 7 minus 3 is 4. Let me put it in a better form. So we finally got what? 6 a square b cube 2 minus 3 a b square minus a cube b to the power of 4. You can check after you open. 6 times 2 is 12, 12 a square b cube, correct? 3 times 6, 18, minus 18, a to the power of 3, b to the power of 5, 3 plus 2, that's correct. Minus 6, number 6 is fine, a square times a cube, 2 plus 3, 5, b cube, b to the power of 4, 4 plus 3, 7, that's perfect. Okay, so these kind of groups we have already done. Let's do the next type. Here, do you see something common? Well, it looks like something common, right? We have x minus 4 minus 2 x minus 4. That means x minus 4 is common. This is square, right? So I will take x minus 4 as a common factor. So I can do x minus 4. And what am I left with here? I'll put square brackets this time because I'm going to get a factor here which is in the form of a bracket itself. So x minus 4, you're left with 1 minus 2 times x minus 4. Because one of the factors was x minus 4, which we took out, right? Now expand it. So when you multiply, let's open the brackets, inside brackets, x minus 4, and we get 1 minus 2x, and 2 times minus 4 is plus 8. Minus 2 times plus 4, right? Simplified, you get minus 2x and 8 plus 1, 9. So I can write 9 minus 2x. It's good to write x first, okay? Always try to write x first. So in this case, I'll take minus outside, right? So I'll write minus x minus 4. This minus is factoring minus from that factor. So when I do that, so I get 2x minus 9. This is a very important step for you to understand. This was 9 minus 2x. I took minus outside, right? So when I factored out minus, I got plus 2x and the signs change, minus 9. Do you get it? And that minus which I took outside has been placed here. So look at it very carefully, okay? Well, we'll come back to this again in the next problem. Here, look for some more factors. You see it is x plus 2 times x minus 3 plus 5 times 3 minus x. We get these kinds of situations when we solve expressions and equations and so we get something like this in between. It seems something is same, but it's not exactly same. How can you do it exactly same? Well, the hint I gave you here, you took minus common, okay? So let's apply. We'll have this, we'll write the first term as it, x plus 2 times x minus 3. Now x minus 3 and we got 3 minus x. So if I take minus outside, this will become x minus 3. So I'll do that. Minus 5 x minus 3. Now x minus 3 is common. So we'll factor out x minus 3. I prefer to use square brackets. Now x minus 3 is common. You are left with x plus 2. And here you are left with minus 5. Now you can simplify terms in the square bracket. You get x minus 3 times plus 2 minus 5 is x minus 3, correct? So this could be written as x minus 3 whole square, correct? So that's the way it can be done. Have a good look at these examples which we have done, and also you can go through the main video where we explained you how to do factoring using common factors and grouping, and then solve these problems. So this is tutorial sheet which will help you to practice and master the technique of factoring using common factors and grouping. So these are some of our problems. They're very simple. Go through them and then see if you really understand the topic. It forms a base for the other factoring types which we are going to do soon. Okay? The whole of quadratic equations is based on this. If you master factoring, you can do quadratic equations very well. Okay? So go through these problems. Some of them are kind of grouping problems. So these are the problems which we have already discussed. The grouping problems I have discussed in the previous video. Here you can group the numbers. For example, do you see something common here? For example, here you can group them. If you factor out p, you get 1 plus q. And here, if you factor out minus q, you get 1 plus q. So then you can factor out 1 plus q and factor it further. So if there are 4 terms, then you need to regroup them. So for example here, you can regroup them, correct? So there are 4 terms. So group 2, 2 and then find common factors. In that case, you will be able to factor them easily. Sometimes you may have to rearrange the terms so that you can see the relation between them. Okay. Now here are bigger terms. The last one, to the power of 2 to the power of 3, correct? So see if that can be factored. Okay, it seems there is a typing error. This 2 should not be there, okay? Oh yeah, that's okay. It can be factored out. That's correct. It's not a typing error, okay? You can factor out 2 and then you get a plus 2b. You're right. Well, this, here you need 2a minus 5b. Well, you can get 2a or 2a minus 5b, but you got to rearrange them. Do you see that? Or you can take negative 1, in this case negative 2 as your common factor. Once you do that, you will get 2a, it will come this side, right? Minus b, okay? That should be fine. So like this, here we have 1 minus x and x minus 1. Do you see that x minus 1? So again, it is like negative of this. If you do negative outside, this is also x minus 1. So at times, you may have to factor out just negative 1 to make things look similar or exactly the same. Correct? Try these techniques and see if you can get your factoring, perfect. If not, you can always post me the comments and let me know. I'll try to do my best to help you out. Okay? Thank you.